for my profession. That what I want to see. If it's, I hope it will be worth it. So then I will join the course. That is my idea. Okay.
Okay, sure, sure. That's great, Bala. Um, this particular webinar, the one which we are going to see today, it is about building an AI application itself. This is slightly like some deeper tech. Like, are you familiar with Python?
Mm, no, I
Okay,
am not
no.
any IT guy. I am from the,
Okay, okay.
as I
Yeah,
told you,
you're from operations background, right? So you are the one who drive
chemical field.
chemical,
Yeah,
and they're also operations, or okay, hardcore chemical. Okay, you're right
oil and
now.
gas field.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that part.
Oil and gas
Oil
field.
and gas. Okay,
Oil
okay,
and
oil and
gas.
gas. Okay, now I got it. So oil and gas. You're right now in Qatar, right?
Correct.
Okay. What time is it there?
It is 2.5 hours lagging. So it is 7:30 here.
7:30 a.m. Okay.
Morning,
Uh,
early morning, 7:30. 2.5 hours different from India to here.
okay. So yeah, it's 7:33. Okay, that's nice. How is the weather there? Are you from Are you from India, like
Chennai.
Chennai?
I am basically from Chennai. Chennai.
Okay, so you must be
I'm
knowing.
basically from Chennai.
In fact, the month this is month of May, but it is pleasant for us the past 2 days. I don't know if you're aware of it. Yesterday it was very very nice. It rained, and this month it was raining on and off. It's good. Weather is good here
Yep.
in Chennai.
But it's here opposite, very hot.
It's okay. I'm sorry to hear that it's hot there. It's difficult. Um, this I'll give you an overview of what we will be doing. This webinar, we in this webinar we will be seeing how to build uh, a translator app, like an app which is just like Google Translate, something similar to, like, if I go here and type Google Translate, something like this. Like you have something like detect language, and then you have like the text that we enter here. For example, let's say if it will detect the language on its own. Let me type bonjour. Je voudrais. I just say something in French. Je voudrais vous dire quelque chose. If I write something here, this will in fact translate. So this is what we will be doing. This is in fact very advanced AI tool. This one, the Google Translate that's in front of us. We'll do something similar to this. We'll be able to build it in an hour's time with whatever resources that are available. Here, how you can use this to your advantage. We can, in fact, like uh, backend is same. Like you will have to learn Python if you would like to get into AI, data science, data visualization, data analysis, or business analysis. It's good to learn Python. That's
Data analysis is very good. Data analysis will be useful for us.
Yes, yes, yes. And here you will also get to know there are two types of programs. Like Madam Deepthi is here; she will be able to explain you more about the programs. Madam, would you like to start? You can start the webinar, and we'll.
Yes, sir. But just thought, hello, hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
madam. Yes, yes, you are audible, madam.
Yeah, yeah. Just thought that some more participants were to join it.
Okay. Let me, yeah, like,
For
okay.
5 minutes at least.
Okay. Like we will, yeah, maybe I'll get to understand others also, like, would like to,
Correct. Yeah, we
know
can do
about
that. But
what their motivation. So I'm just giving a heads up of what this is going to be. So this is something similar to this. Like we'll build a minimalistic interface, and also we'll plug it to the backend. This is somewhat like, this is like deep tech. This is like more advanced technical stuff we'll be discussing. You don't need to know Python, or you don't need to know anything in, prior to this. You can be simply an observer, and you will still be able to understand the technicalities. It is good to know as a product manager, or in even in a managerial cadre. It would still be useful. Or if there are people who are starting their career, would like to get into AI, building AI applications, this will also help you build your portfolio. Then you can add it. Whatever we are doing in our webinars, please go ahead, you are welcome to add that to your GitHub repository and show that as your your work, and you can show it to us uh, if you present your whatever projects that you have learned from us. We will also be certifying you. We will also come and endorse you in your LinkedIn page. So that will also help you for your career. Like those who are anyone here other than Mr. Bala, if others are there any students here who are currently pursuing their engineering or BCA or BSc Computer Science, or there could even be people who are non-computer, still somebody who's not from a computer science background, those who are still would like to learn AI and proceed.
You're right now in Qatar, right? Correct.
Are there people like that? For example, here I see Balaji, it's our CTO, and I have Latika. Hi, Latika, Priyadarshini. Then I have Shubhashri, Sunil. So if you can, you can let us know about your profile. Are you a student? You're all students, or you are working professionals? Okay, then I don't really hear from people. Like I assume they are students because that's how. Like if you, yes, please. Hi, Latika.
Hello, sir. This is I'm currently pursuing MBA in Ishwar Engineering College, sir. So I'm doing internship in here now, yes, sir.
Okay. You're already doing your internship. Okay, great.
Yes,
Ishwari Engineering College. Okay, I get it. Okay. SRM Ishwari, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
SRM Ishwari Engineering. I mean SRM, yes. And there you are, MBA. Great. And others are also from your class, like Subhashri and Sunil?
Sunil is from our class, yes.
Okay. And Subhashri? Yes, Subhashri.
I'm currently pursuing my CA intermediate course. So yeah, just now I've completed my exam in May 25 and I'm waiting for the results.
Okay, great. CA, Chartered Accountancy. Okay. Great. Like, and what made you to come to this webinar?
One of my friends suggested this, so I thought I would gain more knowledge about AI and stuff.
Okay. So, based on this input, like we, in fact, like you're interested in more of like data science side, or you're into app development. There are two different avenues of AI. So, if I get to know the motivation, we can also, like in the upcoming webinars, we can include more of data science and data analysis projects as well, which will be equally interesting.
Hello?
Yes, Subhashri. I was asking you, what is your motivation? Like, you want to learn AI, right? That's why you are here. So you would like to learn. Yes, please.
Yeah. Since my main focus is on finance and accounting, and in that particular field, there is more development in AI technology, right? So I wanted to expand my knowledge on that, and a basic knowledge on what is AI and how it's been developing in data science, as I said.
Okay.
That's for me.
Okay, great. In finance, yes, fintech is also something, a booming field.
Yeah.
And yes, then no, and in fact, I thought of in fact, sharing. Like, how many people are aware of the tool called Notebook LM? How many people are aware of it? This Notebook LM by Google. How many people in this room are aware of Notebook LM? You can even give a thumbs up if you're not able to. Bala, like you're a working professional. You are in Qatar. Like, are you aware of this tool, like Notebook LM?
No, frankly saying,
No problem at all. It's a new tool. It has just recently come out. It's called like notebooklm.google, and you will .com, like it says SCA notebook. It's like if I click on this try notebook, I will come to this page, and then this is a Google account. If you don't have one, you can create, and then if you have a Google account, you will be able to have one. For finance and those who are into research and data analysis and analysis, please use this app. This is a good start with AI tools. Like you can click on create now, new, and you can add all the files that you have, be it Google Docs, Google Slides, or even it could even be a PDF or a text document, or what we call in technical stuff like markdown documents or audio documents. You can simply write your text here. You can copy paste, or you can write a text here. Then you can add a website, YouTube. What happens is, after adding all the sources, you can chat with your sources. This will be useful. So I would, in fact, like we can talk about this in the upcoming webinars. Like we'll talk more about data science and other stuff. Today we will be learning, as I told, like we'll be learning about this app that we will be building in our own style. We'll see that in a while. I would welcome Madam Deepti to take over. She will start by explaining what AI is. There are people who are new to AI, those who are from different background. So let's start with some basic stuffs. I'll stop sharing. Like Madam Deepti will take over now. Thank you so much. We will meet in a while. Like once her part is over, I will come back and we'll be coding together. I would recommend you to take notes and also go through this and follow this for you to. In fact, when you replicate it, you will get a better idea. Thank you so much. See you in a while. Madam, please.
Good morning, all of you. I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Thank you. Yuvan, you were here last week. Very good. Nice to have you here, Yuvan. And Subhashri, Sunil, I see some new names. I got to hear Bala sir talking about his profile. Apart from that, please feel free to present yourself, tell your ideas, give your experiences. I have Kishant Kumar joining us right now. Good. Kishant, what do? You wish to, you can introduce yourself right now, or you can still participate. Let's make it interactive and not a monologue, okay? So thank you, welcoming you here. And please note that the session is recorded. It will be available on our YouTube channel. So you may please log into our YouTube channel. Scan first, subscribe, and be part of our team and help us to do better. Okay, so now I want to volunteer. I want one of you to read this for me. Subhashri, why not? Okay, I have a message right in front of you, and I would like you to just be clear and loud enough so that everyone is able to observe and be on the same page. Can you do that for me, Subhashri?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let an ultra-intelligent machine be defined as a machine that can far suppress all the intellectual activities of any human, however clever. Since the design of machines is one of these intellectual activities, an ultra-intelligent machine could design even better machines. There would be then unquestionably be an intelligence explosion, and the intelligence of human would be left far behind. Thus, the first ultra-intelligent machine is the last invention that machine need ever make. By I.J. Good, 1965.
Thank you, Subhashri. Yes, so this was written in 1965. This is what the first thing that we should realize. Okay, it was shocking even to me since the time that we have stepped into here and now AI when we started exploring and when I started learning many things. That's when I realized this is not today. Okay, so this machine that can surpass all intellectual activities, and that is the ultra-intelligent machine. Okay, and that is what we're going to explore and understand more about. Well, Thank you. We have 3 chapters today to discuss on. The first chapter is going to be brief and it's about AI and its opportunities. Chapter 2 and chapter 3 followed by that. Okay. So going into AI and its opportunities, there are short messages from our CTO Balaji sir, and that's me, Deepthi, and Rudran sir. Thank you. He initiated webinar and he is going to continue to explain to you on how to create a translator app. That's the topic for the day. So we have our webinars lined up until the last Saturday of December 2025. So I'd like you to all get benefited out of this. Okay. Moving on, talking about the roadmap and where we started and where we are heading to. 2025 Caramel AI Teacher Bot has been introduced by Here and Now AI, and this is on a minimalistic version which we want to improvise, and it will be launched as an app in 2026. Sorry? Yeah, and 2027 VR would be entering into the matrix. Prototype 1 will be created by 2028 and 2029 is heading towards having the prototype 2. 2030, our vision is to have a fully autonomous robo professor. Okay, Caramel AI would be the robo professor being able to reach out any nook and corner of our country initially and then also helping to other countries. Okay, so that's our roadmap, and we would like all of you to join us to be part of this vision and help us to grow and really help our country grow. We see already we have surpassed Japan in the economic scenario, and this is going to go way beyond. Okay, so proud about that and happy to contribute to this cause. What is AI? If I have this question to you, what all are the words flashing in your mind? What all would you like to say? Yes, we read through a definition written by I.G. Good in 1965. So today, do we have an improvised definition? What do you want to say? What do you want to include here? Kishant Kumar, are you a student? Are you a working professional? Yuvan must be knowing the answer, so Yuvan don't answer now. But otherwise, someone else can participate. It will be nice to know what else others think. Subhashri or Mohammed Suhail, anybody can still say. Sunil, whoever wants to still, participate and tell. Bala sir, would you like to tell something?
Yeah. What we are thinking about the
Okay.
it will reduce our job. It will think more than what we are thinking, and we will get the quality output.
Correct. Okay.
These are in my mind, and it will reduce our working time, and it will get. There is no need to guide anybody. It will guide us in each and every aspect of our ongoing job ways, especially professional ways. This is what I have in mind.
Yes, absolutely, sir. In fact, it's going to help us in all walks of life, like professional, personal, anything. Life is going to become easier. So, in simple terms, we have written it as it's a smart friend, being with us, shadowing us, walking with us, like how when you ride a bike or a cycle, or when you play a game, this friend is watching us continuously. Okay, and it also has a little brain. This friend or this computer or the machine, whatever you want to call it. Now, this AI is like giving a computer a little brain. So the friend itself is like a computer. Our human brains also are computers. We are able to compute, we are able to calculate and do much beyond that. So similarly, this little computer, the smart friend, is also able to do it, and he or she is able to solve problems, learn from the experiences, examples, remembering patterns, algorithms. They are bigger terms. So as long as we're keeping it a simple definition, I think we'll stick on to these examples and patterns. And so nothing but data. It's all from a lot of data, which is helping it to make decisions, play games, understand pictures, sounds, videos, any nuances. So that can be from languages to complex theories to a lot of charts and graphics and illustrations. Anything it can read and understand and interpret. And that is what AI is going to help us. Okay. Having said this, a quick picture or a representation, an illustration given to you in an image format. So what do you see, and can one of you tell me the differences that you notice in both of these pictures? how about Sunil answering now? Sunil, do you have any answer? Okay. Harini Venkat, thanks for joining us again. Kirubhavadarani is also someone who attended earlier our webinar. Nice to have you to attend more webinars. Good. No, Sunil doesn't want to say anything. No, Sunil? Are you there? Okay. Right. So this image is showing you to the left artificial intelligence versus traditional programming. So traditional programming, the child is not alone. There are two people in the picture on the right. That is the first difference. Okay. And of course, there's another machine which the mother and the son they are handling. And this is where the son is taught to make coffee. Okay. Ingredients are given to him, of course. The measures are told to him. And the mother is teaching the child how to make coffee, how good coffee can be prepared. This is what the mother is doing on traditional program. Ingredients are given, step-by-step instructions are given, and finally the very nice flavorful output is also made ready. So this is done multiple times so that the child gets used to it and the child masters it and learns it. By seeing, by mirroring, by trying, by duplicating, and so on. Okay? Now, whereas on the artificial intelligence mode, what happens? Ingredients are given to him. The output is also given to him because he's tasting it. See, these are the ingredients. This is what the output would look like. He's also tasting it. And when he's tasting it, he realizes and he identifies all by himself the steps involved, the rules, what happened first, what was added first, what was added second, what was added third, and so on. Okay? This is not something which is simple and can be done by everyone, right? And that is where artificial intelligence stands apart. Again, to summarize, traditional programming, you have all the inputs. There it is, ingredients. In this particular process to bring out this particular product as output, you have the input which are the ingredients. And we also tell you the step-by-step, procedure, rules, regulations, anything. And this is how we get the output. Everything is guided. But in AI, you don't have to be there in the guiding step. There is no need because the AI can figure out the rules by itself. Evidently, it is smart. When it is smart, we can also say this adjective called as intelligent. So the AI is intelligent enough, being able to bring out the steps and being able to replicate and duplicate and make many more types of coffees because it just has to taste. It can also bring in varieties. Varied types of coffees can be also brought. Like say your latte, your espresso, and your cappuccino and whatever. Okay, I don't know many. So I'm just limiting to these. And best being the filter coffee. Okay, alright. Looking into a little history and also reality. Like we read that definition, what was written in 1965, 40s and 50s is when artificial intelligence was already introduced. And by 70 we had even the robot. Okay, the robot was already created. It was named Shaky. Didn't have the human form though. Okay, and that was the first robot created. Whereas artificial intelligence is making machines capable of performing intelligent tasks like human beings. So it's a machine capable of performing intelligent tasks. Machine itself is something which came to help human, right? Transport is another machine that is first one developed by a human and back then itself in the first centuries that itself helped human. So obviously this is another machine which can even perform intelligent tasks, not just monotonous tasks, not just automated tasks. Okay? 80s and 90s also explored machine learning, a set of algorithms used by machines to learn from experience or data. So there is some data given, and the set of algorithms are used by the machines so that it can learn from the experience or the data given. Deep learning came into existence by 2000s and 2010s, a multi-layer neural network architecture to learn representations. That is when a little deeper it went. Artificial intelligence and machine learning, and then deep learning came into existence, where a multi-layer neural network could learn representations, image representations, video representations, sound representations, and so on, algorithms and much more beyond algorithms. And now we are heading towards, from 2010s to 2020s, we are heading towards generative AI, which can do even something beyond what is fed to it. Okay, so they use the deep neural networks like transformers for human language tasks or for image or audio generation. And this is what the concentric circles are representing for you. What are the types of AI? Do you know these acronyms? And if you know them, please tell me what they stand for. I definitely would like to hear from you. Okay. Snell, Subhashri, any of you would like to answer? Priyadarshini, Kirubhadarani, Harani Venkat, Balnaskar, would you like to still type if you know any of these acronyms? Yuvan, if what you remember from, if you want to say.
Sorry for that.
Okay. Yes, any one of you to please volunteer and give me one of these acronyms that you can remember, or if you would like to say Vedant.
AI stands for Artificial Narrow Intelligence.
Thank you, Yuvan. Thank you. Yes, that is artificial narrow intelligence. Yes. Especially Sunil, Vedant, any of you to also complete what is AGI and ASI?
Ma'am, AGI is Artificial General Intelligence.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Subhashri. And to conclude, I think I still have Sunil not answered. Vedant, if you'd like to pitch in. Priyadarshini, Vadarani, any of you? Yes? No? Okay, thank you, both of you. Yeah, was anyone going to answer?
ASI is Artificial Superintelligence.
Thank you, Yuvan, absolutely. Okay, that is what it is. Yeah, artificial superintelligence. Okay, so like the name says, like the acronym says, artificial narrow intelligence, it is designed to perform specific tasks, just like the word has narrow in it. Very specific task, just one particular task or narrow down. And artificial general intelligence, where it can even behave in a human-like way across all the tasks. So there is no restriction. It is any task given to it can be done. And super intelligence, like the word says, something which is super, stuff of sci-fi, where you can, a machine being able to make calls, which is not a phone, but it can also probably fly, okay, which is not a drone. So something like this, which is not a flight, whatever. Okay, I'm just imagining being very wild and open to tell me all sorts of examples. You can also tell me such very weird thoughts and examples. After all, crazy thoughts are what come into reality many times. Okay, so that is artificial super intelligence. Okay, well, do you know any of these? Do you use them? Have you used them? Or how are they? Where I have on the first row, I have which are not AI, and on the second row, I have apps or devices. I can't call it devices, but which is part of it. Okay. So what of these have you used, and what of these you are totally new to? Which of these? Yes, anybody to please volunteer and tell me?
I've only used ChatGPT, ma'am.
You only use time. What do you generally use it for?
For any presentations or
Okay.
any kind of answers.
Okay. Very good. Fine. Only ChatGPT. Apart from that, how about the first one? Macros, Excel. I'm sure all of you must be using it. Yeah, and a simple calculator, which is a static algorithm that is used behind this. Okay, so nothing beyond what is fed to it is what it can do. Yeah, and basic softwares. Whereas in AI, we have UiPath, we have machine learning models, we have self-learning systems like the autopilot guide in Tesla vehicles, and of course the most ruling one and the happening one, which is ChatGPT. Okay, well. So AI is considered to be a movement. Do you agree with me if I say this? Bala sir, you're here to explore, you said. You're here that, I mean, you told me that you feel that this is going to, ease your work, the professional tasks and so on. So, do you agree with me if I'm going to tell you that this is a movement? Or if not, what do you want to say?
To be frank with you, I am in the projects, the multi projects, and it is as I told you, oil and gas project. So we have too much data. We have too much data, and the data should be reflected as a report. In addition to that, we have too many interactions are there. I want to explore how the AI will help me to reduce my job in a smart way. That is the purpose of I'm doing. I hope I saw in some YouTube videos it is useful. So that's why I'm interested to join here.
Sure. So are you looking at more data sciences, sir? That is what
data science and reporting tool. That is Power BI. So many things.
Okay, excellent. Okay, sir.
The overall your training module they share to me. Some is directly involved in my professional job.
Oh, great. Okay.
So that's why.
Excellent.
I'm not any computer based.
Understood.
So
only. Nice thing is that we have AI for tech and non-tech, both.
Yep.
That way, anybody can learn AI. Anybody can use AI. Anybody can, anybody can really explore it, get benefited out of it. I would say. So this being a movement, this being a movement, it is a change that's happening in everyone's life using AI. Now, even as simple as using a UPI, making a transaction, all that is something what we are getting introduced to. So many people are still not using it, of course, the older generation. And one nice thing is even so many underprivileged people are using it. So that is where AI really marks a point, and it's very evident that India is also growing faster. Okay, so this movement to be embraced very, very positively, and that is what in a very, how do I say, ironical or very different illustrations what we have come up with. So has any one of you, have you seen this creature? Sir, do you see this creature in Qatar? Must be one.
Museum.
Vicky?
In the museum.
In the museum. Okay. Then, that's all. Vicky has at least seen the museum. Anyone else?
In the specialized part, these are the specialized part. And in the
What is it, sir?
we saw in the specialized park and the movies also.
Okay, specialist. Okay. Yes, sir, absolutely. But why are they not existing today? Any answer? They are so big.
We don't want to.
They don't want to. We don't want to. What did you say, Vicky?
We don't want to. We don't want.
Okay, you only drove them away, yeah? You don't want it, so they are not here. Is that what you said?
Human, not me.
Not you. Vicky, I'm sorry, are you a student?
Yes, I am.
Okay, then it's fine. Where are you a student?
Doing masters
Masters where?
in Qatar.
Sorry, did you say Qatar?
Yes.
Okay, you're also from Qatar. Uh-huh.
Yes, I am.
Very good, very good. What are you doing in your masters in Qatar?
It's about safety engineering.
Safety engineering. Okay, very nice. Okay. Well, I really didn't know that Qatar has this scope for specific branches and
Yes, it's for about health and safety.
health and safety. Okay, very good. Thank you, Vicky. So these creatures are not in the world today. We don't see them because they were resisting to change. Okay, such big creatures. How could we really eradicate them? It's not that we did it. It went extinct. And why it went extinct? Because it could not move from its place. It did not want to explore. It was not ready for the changing world, for the changing environment. It was not wanting to find its path and come to a place where it can still survive. Okay, so what happened? It went extinct. And so similarly, we have three other dinosaurs. I'm just listing out three dinosaurs only, which were existing in the market. I'm sure most of you know this. Bala sir, have you used any of these? You may have definitely used, I suppose. And what is your thoughts, sir, here?
Yes, we used this Nokia also. I used before.
Correct. Yeah.
So I agree with you. If you are not ready to change the current world, what is moving, so you will be outdated.
Correct.
So,
now you will not have a problem because you are already ready for a change. That is why you are here. You are attending the webinar. You would like to know more. You want to explore. You say how you can, best you make use of it in your. So all of you attending the webinar are already people who are not going to be these dinosaurs, right? That's all that we need to spread the message of the word on. Okay. So not being such a dinosaur like Nokia or Kodak, who was into film roll manufacturing, and today they're into pharmaceuticals. Nokia, of course, they're not great in the market in terms of the mobile manufacturing. And so similarly, BlackBerry was used by one of the former presidents and of America, and even in such a product, it's still become extinct. So let's not be one of those dinosaurs, and let us be ready and on the go. So we argue at here on AI team, we argue. So me and Vikram are going to tell you. So he says Apple is going to be the next dinosaur. Do you feel also similarly? Because Apple is slow when it comes to AI, and somehow Google really ruling. Okay, even last night I saw something new that is launched by Google. And iOS, VO3. Okay, yeah, VO3. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Let's do video generation. So somehow we see that Apple is one of those in the top Fortune 500 companies, one of those biggest outfits, and we still see that they are really behind when it comes to AI and advancements. So what if Apple is going to be the next dinosaur? You never know. You may still feel, oh, they're huge. They have a major market share, and that cannot happen. Not at all. It can always happen. This big creature could disappear. Why not? This is another, dinosaur today can still become extinct. So let us not be part of that era, and let us be ready for the changing world. How can you prepare for yourself for the changing world? I would like Vicky or people who are attending the webinar the first time to please answer here. How do you think you can prepare for the changing world? Malini, Rahman, Bhavani, any of you to please give me an answer. How do you think we should be prepared for the change?
From AI.
From AI, you have to be okay. You get what is it from AI? You kind of benefited from AI. That's what you want to say.
Yes.
All right. Well, so I'm going to almost before I conclude for this particular discussion. Here I have a plan A where you should be learning AI, and a plan B. There is no choice, but you better learn AI. Okay? So being ready and adapting to the AI world and the changing world. Well, so how do I do this? How do I get a data science job? We have listed out 5 actionable steps. Let's just keep it very crisp and fast so that we really go into the second chapter, how to land on your first AI or a data science job. From our research and what we have derived, I have 5 actionable steps. Okay, to start with, step number 1. We have this thought and notion which came first. What is to be done first? What is the second step, right? So let's break the usual cycle and let's get experience even before we can complete our learning process. Okay, so the age-old days used to be different, like our parents or grandparents and all that. What they learn. Once their learning is over, then they get into jobs or they do apprenticeships. Okay, today what is called as internships, training period, hands-on or whatever. Again, free courses. Also, yes, of course, all of these. End of the day, just be there, do it, get into the waters, wet your feet and body, understand, feel the temperature of the water, and see how much you are able to survive in that environment. Okay? By and by, you learn a lot of things. So focus on getting experience even before you feel that you have to land on the right job, good job, best job, etc. There is no one best thing. I mean, there are so many things which are so good, really good, and one becomes best than the other in every scenario. Okay, one particular organization alone cannot be the topmost organization. So it's not about only if I get there, only if I do this role, I'm going to do it at its best. There are certain skill sets that you can see which will align to your personality, of course, no denial on that. But being able to also incorporate your personality with the newer demanding, job roles, yes. So get experience first. Don't wait until you finish your entire learning journey. Okay, that's step number 1. And step number 2. Are you familiar with any of these? Any of you, if you remember, are you familiar with any of these names, repositories, or places? Anything?
Kaggle is only for data.
Data? It was not very.
Kaggle is
Okay, Kaggle, you know that. When you're using it. Have you tried all the 3, or you know only Kaggle?
GitHub. I know both Kaggle and GitHub. GitHub is
Okay, the others are new to you. Fine, no problem. But by and by we can. Okay, so Kaggle and GitHub are examples. Again, is a place where you can, like how your phone has some memory, you store your photos and data and information and your phone book, contact, etc., etc. So similarly, there are places where you can store your codes, your programs, whatever you've derived, your learning, what you've created. So you create a portfolio for yourself, and these are examples where you have Kaggle, DAVSub, GitHub, or datascienceportfolio.io. These are places where you can hold your codes, and at any point in time, you can pull it out and show it to the recruiter. Okay? Yes. So this is step number 2. And step 3. Step 3, market your projects and yourself. LinkedIn Medium, do you know this? You need to sell yourself, you need to market yourself. Okay? So this is the right place. These are the places, unlike our social media. Of course, you can have Snapchat, you can have your Facebook profile, you can have let's say Instagram, whatever. But end of the day, having this on the right platform, having your professional portfolio in the right platform is what it matters. And that is going to be visible to a recruiter, to somebody who is looking for an AI professional. Step number 4, apply strategically. Bimodal approach. This may not be too relevant for people already having experience like Bala sir, who's already in the industry, he knows this all. But what we suggest for the newcomers, or people who are not so sure about how do I go about, where there are so many things, and out of those so many, I have narrowed down and chosen only the best 5 steps, or the procedural steps, the chronologically successful ones is what I am telling you. Apply strategically, go ahead with the bimodal approach, and not just the uni-model. Okay, so the approach for number 1 is targeted method. You have your favorites, you have your top choice jobs, you have your resume deeply curated, and then a cover letter and your projects and everything. You put in a lot of effort here, but you get it lower. You can just choose where you apply to. But approach number 2 is you spray and you pray. What happens? All the other mediums also you still apply to. So you have a very nice polished general CV, and then you focus on volume where you apply 10 to 20 plus applications you do per day. So this is the number 2. Now that you get 1% conversion is what it is always proven to be. The effort is low here perhaps, but high volumes is what you can expect. So this is the spray and pray method. This is a bimodal approach. Okay. And to conclude, the step number 5 is relentless interview preparation. You know very well, if it's an interview, you prepare. And the more you prepare, the more perfect you become at what you're doing. Right? So the key idea here is your interviews, getting them is just the start. But end of the day, you should not be messing up with it. You must be able to pass them. Right? And for that, what you should do, you should prepare continuously. Now you need to prepare from your day 1 of the job search, or even ahead of that. Like say, the very willingness for you to be part of, how do I say, being there to learn something, gain some experience, itself is showing you that you are prepared. Okay, and your focus areas. Now you can see which are your focus areas in the technical field, which are your focus areas for behavioral field, which are your focus areas of per se company selection, and you can also remember that how good you fit into this company, industry, field, domain, whatever you want to name them as. Okay? SQL, Python, stats or ML and case studies. You can use resources like interview query, etc. to get yourself prepared on the technical side of it. So that can be your focus. The behavioral side of it. Please go ahead with the STAR method. This is what we have here today to explain to you, but if you have anything better, please tell us. I can explain in my upcoming slide what the STA and the R stands for. Okay? This is right now with 4 corners, but you can add more if you have. Logically, it just suits. So practice structuring your answers with the STAR. See if your company fit. Find out the culture, if you like it or not. Don't do it for anything that is temporary. Do not have, something that is wanting for you just for a short duration. So you should be prepared and ready to do something as a long term. Okay, and that is what you understand when you know the mission of the company, when you know the metrics before you even reach the interview scenario. Okay, remember, any employer will like a well-rounded individual who is able to solve problems, come up with multiple solutions, okay, and being able to be part of the current team. So this is something which is wanted by anybody. If you're able to make your superior's life easy, if you're able to solve problems for them, you are sought after. No doubt you grow up the line. Okay? You are the favorite, you are the good books, you are the best of the management's preferred people. So even on an entry level, how much you're able to solve problems should be your target. And try to train yourself, try to train your mind and brain being able to resolve issues, being able to solve problems. So doing 10 problem solving scenarios, at some point you're ready for the 11th problem solving. At least you know how to approach it. Okay, even before you get your solution, you know how to go by it step by step. Okay, so this is what is happening. Now what am I going to do first? Second, let me try the second. Let me see, every second or third step can have two options. A plan A, plan B, probably even a plan C and plan D. Okay, so having all of this in hand is what you need to do. So kindly have your focus areas on all of these fronts, which makes your preparation really easy. And to conclude, what is the STAR method? You know them, you don't know them. If you know them, well and good. If you don't know, you can understand it now. And don't worry, this again, it doesn't go as a quick run through on any slide, but you can always have it step by step again explained by looking into our videos. Okay, so S, where you explain the situation so that the interviewer understands the context of your example, and they do not need to know every detail. So only 20% of the entire, your approach is what will include the situation part of it. And the T, which is 10% of the entire problem or the scenario. You will talk about the task, what you dealt with, the problem that you dealt with, okay, and what you took responsibility for, or the goal of your efforts. Why did you even do this? This was the task given to me, and this was the situation, etc.
Who is Vijibabu?
A, 60% of your effort to be put into when you talk about the actions that you took personally to complete the task. Highlight on your skills or characteristical traits which addressed in the question. And that is contributing 60% to show how well you are and how efficient. Talk about your actions. And 10% conclude about your outcomes or results. R stands for results of your actions or efforts. So it's very important to really stress and explain and highlight and quantify your results. This is what I achieved personally, and this is what brought in so much good to my team and eventually affecting on the results of my company, the turnover which it increased, or the lesser the problem that it had further after I came up with this result. Okay, so this is the STAR method. Do apply this and it works wonders. Well, so what are the job roles that's existing in the market? I have about 15 of them listed out here. You can decide what you want to become. So explore, understand what it stands for. A data engineer should be definitely somebody who's done engineering, okay? And not being able to learn the engineering skills if you weren't from the engineering background. And so goes with every other relevant designation or a job role. Okay, so from a business analyst to a data science engineer with Python or without Python, a senior data scientist to a Power BI developer, and so on. So it overlaps. It can be for technical and non-technical people. On the right, you can see the companies that hire you when you have all of these skill sets. There is now around-the-clock requirement in one or the other such industry. So if you notice, they are not, all of them are not really just the IT industry. Okay, so don't have this notion that it's not an IT industry. Why will they even take me? It's not like that. Please explore into their portals, get in and find out there are careers for everyone, and it can be for any industry and any sector. You will require people to do this for you. So becoming a applied data scientist again is something which can be a role which is sought after in Zomato also. Okay, not necessarily, but can also be for Flipkart. It can also be for Cognizant, and so on. The earning potential that one can have with experience in AI 0 to 3 years is between a 20K to a 40K, and an annual calculating to 3.6 lakhs to 4.8 lakhs. This data is brought to you after a lot of research and looking into the right information. It is, quite close to the industry and standards, so they are pretty accurate. You can research it yourself also. And 3 to 5 years, which is not even double. Okay, 0 to 3. So if it has to double, it should be 6 years. But even with 5 years, you get more than double of what is given to you on a 0 to 3 years. So 3 to 5 years, you are eligible to even gain between 40K to 3 lakhs, and an annual 4.8 lakhs to 3.6 lakhs. 5 to 8 years, 3 lakhs to 8.3 lakhs. Monthly income, 36 lakhs to 1 crore annually. Okay, so this is the earning potential. We are here to guide you and help you and take you through this journey in a very smooth way as a transition. So you can always get back to us if you have any doubts and queries, on all that we've been talking about. So thank you, and I'm going to invite Sir to get into chapter 2, where you're going to code together. And I will get back to the end of the. Thank you all of you. Stop my screen share and over to Sir.
Thank you, Dipti.
Thank you, Sir.
Good information, and we got some basics. Thank you for your presentation.
Sure, Sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me share my screen. Thank you, Bala sir. Okay, let me first share my screen. Let me know if you are able to see the screen. I'm having a folder called Webinar 10, and I don't have anything but this document. If I click on it, I have this. This is what we will be building. As I already told you, this is Google.com, Google Translate. I go to Google Translate, like something like this is what we will be creating. So we have version 2 and 3 as well, which would require, this is what we can build in an hour's time, and this would take in fact a lot of time. For version 2 and 3, like I can show you a demo of how it works, and also by the end of this session I would also like to show how Power BI, what we will be doing in future. For maybe like next week we can have a data science webinar. Let me quickly start. I would like to know your current level in Python, because if you let me know, you can type here your level of Python, what is your current level in Python. So you can say 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the expert level. So you can rate yourself from 1 to 10. So based on that, I would explain certain things and I would skip certain things. As I see, there are two who are from my observation, Mr. Bala is new to coding, and Subhashri also, she's from chartered accountancy, from commerce background, so that's finance background. So I just assume that you may not know Python. So what I will do, I'll do some. I'll explain some basics. You can replicate it. You can literally follow the steps, and you may get, you will get it. You will get the results if you follow every letter. And if you are interested, you can proceed further with coding and stuff. So if not, you can still
state, like non-tech side of AI. May I have the answers, please? Here you can chat and you can send me how much you know in Python.
Non, j'ai bien essayé.
Vous avez essayé comme ça.
Mais c'est la preuve.
Nobody is willing to disclose their level in Python. Okay, Shivan. Okay, now I got one. So let me try to put it like as simple as possible. Are you familiar with Google Drive? Like everybody, I'm assuming like you must be somewhat familiar with Google Drive, where this is the interface where I have a folder here. I create, like, let's say, like, this new folder is created and there is nothing in it so far except for this document, and even this document doesn't have anything except for this interface. Just for this is how the app is going to look like. So you're comfortable with Google Drive? Yeah. Okay. So when you say yes, thank you, Subhashri. Let me come back here. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to right click and click on more, and then click on Google Co-Laboratory. This is absolutely important if you want to become this particular application is extremely important, 100% important if you want to become a data scientist or a data analyst. So not just for app developers or full stack developers or software engineers, also for people who are into analysis and science part of our data science part of AI. Even for them, this Google Collaboratory is one of the important applications. So I repeat, right click on an empty folder, like in Google Drive, there is a folder. I am right clicking on it and I come to more. I click on Google Collaboratory. If you have never used Collaboratory, you may not have this. If you don't see this, not to worry, click on this connect more applications, connect more apps, and then you can type here Colab or Collaboratory. You can click on the first option. Then since I've already installed it, it says install. If not, you can see the Collaboratory. This is the logo. This is an official Google's application, so you don't have to worry about if you're using Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, something similar to that. But this is for coding. Google. Same way how you use your Google Docs, you can type and you can share the document. Same way you can type codes here and you can share it with you. You will see install here. Since I have already installed, it says uninstall. You can click on it, and then after installing it, you will have it here. So what I'm going to do, I click on this Google Collaboratory. It says like create an because if you have not shared this folder is shared with few other people as well. So when I click here, create and share. For you may have only create. When you open it, you will have something like okay. Let me just change it to this works. My Google Collaboratory started automatically in French, so I changed it to English. For you, if your default language is English, you will not have any problem. Okay, so this is the interface of our coding platform. This is where you will also be a data scientist or a developer. You will have to use the same tool. So you will be using Google Colab for sure. I'm giving a title here just like how you do it on Google Docs. So I would type this as webinar number 10, and this webinar is on building an AI translator. So this is what we will be doing, and this document will be saved as IPython notebook. Just nothing but a Jupyter notebook extension. If it's a Google Doc, if it's a document, if it's a Word document, you will save it as .docx. If it is Excel, it is XLSX. Same way for this Python notebook, the extension is .pynb. Okay, I click here on connect. This is connecting to Google server. there are a few steps involved in doing this. Please take notes, or if you don't understand, please ask me questions. I'll explain. I'm not going to teach you how to, how Python works, and I would directly get into coding. You can do this. By doing this, you will also get the same results. What you can do is, you can 100%, you can learn on your own these, whatever I'm explaining here. Like, for example, let's start with, there are several steps. Let me tell you, like, the steps involved in it. Step one, we will install uh, necessary libraries that we will be using for our coding. Then I'll click on this new code cell. Like, we will have step 2 here. After installing them, we will import the libraries. We will also, since it is going to be AI powered, it's a very simple process. We will just we will simply assign a personality to our assigning. In fact, this is going to be step number, I think it's going to be step number 4, because we need to load something here. We will load base URL and API key. So please don't worry if you don't understand. You can see it as just step 3. You don't understand that, I will explain when we come to step number 3. I'm just writing all these things for your reference, so you will know where we are heading. So here we will be giving the personalities and features for our translator app. This is where we will be doing that. Translator app. And then we will also, and if you have noticed, I'm giving like hash in front of every sentence. That means in Python, I'm giving a comment, which means these are not codes. They are simply text message which I'm writing for my purpose, or somebody who's going to look into this code later. It is for their purpose. I'm writing this. So after this, we will, we'll be doing this is the core of, we have two more steps left. One is backend. This is the core, like heart. I would call, like, backend is core or heart of any application. And then, like, this is where we will be defining the translator's function. How the translator will work. So the next step is, I'm simply hitting on shift enter, that is creating a new cell below. Step number 6 is where, if you don't see the screen, let me know, I'll make it a little bigger. So step number 6 is the final step, where we will be building the front end. Front end is nothing but the UI. This is the face of our application. So how the app would look like, look like. So if you see this here, this is how we are going to build an app. Using this, in fact, whatever I'm teaching, the same way you can even build in future, if you want to build a Microsoft Power BI kind of presentation, you can demo the Power BI. Yeah. So something like this, if you would like to have some visualization, you can do that even using Python, and you can use, because since Microsoft Power BI is a paid tool, this is a proprietary tool of Microsoft. If you really want to do some practice on your own code level, because not every organization will be comfortable using Microsoft Power BI, because I'm somebody personally against all the Microsoft products. I'm an Apple person and a Google person. So otherwise, it's a good tool, whereas they're too expensive for all the organizations to afford. So if you want to create something like this, you can write code and you can create it for free. So this is what most of the organizations will be looking for. They'll be ready to hire you if you know in the code level how you can really work on these things.
So let me come back here. These are the 6 steps we will be, we'll be going through. Let's start them one by one. Step number 1. Please let me know. Like, give me thumbs up if you are with me, or if you have any doubts in these, in whatever. Okay. Oh, you have a question. Subhashri, you have a question?
Sorry, sir, instead of thumbs up,
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so first thing, let's install the necessary libraries. We would be needing, in Google Colab, we would be needing only OpenAI. OpenAI also it is pre-inbuilt, so we won't need it. I'm just writing this. We need Gradio, and also we need OpenAI. OpenAI, this is the, this is another library that we would be needing. If you are doing it locally, if you're not doing it on Google Colab, then you will have to install few other packages that I'll share the code in GitHub for right now. I want you to try, since you're all new to coding, I want you to try only on Google Colab. Don't do it locally, don't do it on VS Code right now. However, VS Code code will also be shared in future with you. Either this afternoon or evening, it will be available on GitHub, our official GitHub page. It's github.com/HuronOAI. So you will be able to see all the repositories that are given away for free. Whatever webinar, the AI webinars we are conducting, all these codes will be here available. So webinar number 10 will also be available here very soon. So let me come back here. How to install this? It's put an exclamatory mark and then pip install. And this exclamatory mark is needed only when you try it on Google Colab. When you do it locally, you don't need this exclamatory mark. I click on this run button. So this Gradio is used for interface. OpenAI is for communicating with the AI. Do you know what OpenAI is? Do you know this organization? Anybody would like to answer that question? This is installed. I click on this hide output. I don't need to show you because here it says how it is being installed is shown here. So these are the packages that are installed. Let me hide this. You don't need this at this point of time. Do you know the answer for my question? What is OpenAI? Okay, so if you you know ChatGPT? So Subhashri was saying that you were using ChatGPT, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, then who is OpenAI? OpenAI is the company that owns ChatGPT. So if I hit on OpenAI, you will see this, whatever you see like ChatGPT, and OpenAI is the company that owns ChatGPT. So if you go to openai.com, this is where you will see ChatGPT. And then start now, then you will go to chatgpt.com. This is where you can start working with here with ChatGPT. We even built in our past webinars how to build chatbots. Like you can always go and consult that. It is also available on our YouTube channel. So here, we are going to use their library, OpenAI's library, for communicating with an AI and then building this app. So we have installed now, let's import them. So it is just like installing is nothing but going to a shop and buying vegetables. Let's say you are, you want to cook and you want to, you want to have you want to buy some vegetables, tomatoes, onions, etc. I don't know many of the vegetables, so you buy vegetables and then you come back home. That's installation. You are installing. It's nothing but bringing something which is not available at home. You're bringing from a shop. Importing is nothing but now you brought everything. It's in your hall or in your fridge. It's in your refrigerator right now. You are going to take them. You're going to prepare them for cooking. So that is importing. You're just taking everything. Taking all the downloaded files. For example, we have downloaded this Gradio. I import Gradio as GR, which is just like, I'm giving a shop name. I don't want to call it Gradio all the time. I'll call it GR. That's easy for me to type in future when I use it. You take all the vegetables and keep it in front of your stove so that you can start cooking. So here we start, building the app. Import open, like Gradio. That's what we first installed. And then we can even import OpenAI
In fact, what we are going to do from OpenAI, we are going to import only one function which we are going to use called OpenAI. See, you don't have to worry about what these things are. What is this? This is how Python works. This is how we import certain libraries. For example, if you want to, if you want to cut a carrot or scrape carrot, you have a different tool at home. If you want to cut tomatoes, you have a different knife. If you want to cut something which is, a harder vegetable, like you have different tools. Same way, like for calling different applications, we have different terms in Python. So you don't have to worry about it. We also would be needing inbuilt library which we need not install, which means this is like salt, which is already available at home. So you are just taking and keeping it in front of your stove. Here I'm taking Google Colab's inbuilt function, a library, and in that I'm importing only one function called user data. This is what we will be using for loading our URL. So let me now. I have finished my installation step 1. I have also imported libraries. You don't have to worry about what these things are. I have already told you with some examples. Now after like keeping everything in front of your stove, let's now put assuming that you are cutting also. After cutting, you will have to load them. That is what you need to put them into the vessel, right? You have to keep your vessel on your stove. You switch on the stove, and which I'm calling client. Client is equal to OpenAI. What I'm doing is I'm taking this particular function. I'm taking this function and I'm going to use this function. It is nothing but, let's say I'm going to use if I have to prepare dosa, then I need a special pan. So if I have to load a particular thing, if I want to communicate with certain AI, I need certain function. You can't prepare idli on a dosa pan. So same way, like if you want to prepare or if you want to cook this, if you want to communicate with an AI, we are using OpenAI's library. Whereas there are other libraries that are available, like Google's library is available, Claude, Anthropic's library is also available. But let's not worry about it. Let's talk only about OpenAI, which is popular in the world. And here I'm going to pass through arguments. Whatever information I'm going to give inside they are called arguments in Python. So I'm going to give two information. One is the base URL. The next one that I'm going to give is API key. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, in the base URL, this is something which I know by heart because I'm using this. So you don't have to by heart. You can simply go through this video once again. You will understand. Base URL is nothing but https :// language Google APIs.com /version1, which is v1 beta /OpenAI. This is the standard format. Don't worry about this. This is something which is already available on internet. If you type what is the base URL for Google API, what is the base URL for OpenAI, you will get this. And inside this, I need to have the key. It's like a secret key. I'm going to access Google's AI. So for me to access that Google AI, power my application which I'm going to run, I need a key saying that I am the owner for that application. So I would like to use a key. So how do I use it? I take this library, Google Colab's user data function. I take this function. I'm going to say user data.get. From this, you get me Google's API key. So I'm going to use Google's API here. How I'm going to have this key here? I click on this, on the left-hand side, left panel of Google Colab. I have something called, I have this key icon. I click on this. Then I already have this Google API key. Assuming you don't have one, all you have to do is you can click on Add New Secret, or you can click on Gemini API key and import from AI Studio. it will load. I already created. If you have not created, it will say like you have not created one, create one. And I can just simply go to Google AI Studio. Fine, it will take you to this place, AI Studio. AI Studio. I'm manually typing it for you. AI Google AI Studio. Then I can even say API key. That's where I that's what I want. So I click on this first link. Then it takes me to this link, aistudio.google.com/app/API. Here I have a button called click API key. I click on this. Then I can choose a project that I have, or automatically it creates one for you called Gemini API key. It would create for you. After creating it, if you scroll down, you will have here. You click on this. I'm not going to click and reveal my API ID to you. And same way, you don't show this. This is something very sensitive information. So please don't share it with anybody, because if you have connected your credit card here, your money will be lost. So be careful when you handle API keys. So and then it will come here. I can just simply import it. Like when I import, for example, what I have first webinar, I have certain key. If I'm just importing that key, it has come here. I just imported and I have it here. I don't need one. Like, no, let me just delete this because I have one already here. I just clicked on import and I got this here. And this is here. This is the value. This is the name of the API key which we passed in here in this code. Now, I close this. When I call this user data.get, this thing will go here and fetch this and come back. And like, since we shouldn't be explicitly showing our Google API key, we are saying Google API key. That's all. The value it should always be hidden because it's like password. That is that's the password. You never reveal your password to anybody. Let me import this and I run this cell. Each and every cell should be run. I click on this. Notebook does not have secret access, so please grant access. That's what I'm telling it. Now it's loading. Okay, I have some problem. It's just timeout because I took a lot of time explaining these things. So let me run this once again, and it should be loading. Yeah, it's loaded now. Okay, let me give some personality to the translator app. We are going to call this translator prompt. So what these translator prompts? I have already created some prompt. I just create whatever I'm going to, like, I put double quotes thrice, 3 times double quotes, and within them I'm going to say how my translator app should be behaving. Let me just I have this already, so let me just copy and paste it here. You are an advanced AI translator called Caramel AI, built by Huron AI, Artificial Intelligence Research Institute. Your task is to translate the user's text accurately from the source language to the target language. If the source language is auto-detect, you must first identify the language of the input text, then translate the identified text into the specific target language. Respond only with the translated text. Do not include any explanation, apologies, or conversational phrases. For example, if the input is hello in English, if you have to say that in, let's say French, that's the language that I am comfortable with, or German, the output should be not hola, like in Spanish. Let me write bonjour in French. Okay, let me run this. Okay, now we are going to give the heart and the face to our application. It is going to look like this. So we are going to build something like this. Let's start that. Okay. Now I'm going to define a function. Since you have never, like, there are people who are very, very new to Python in this room, I request you to be patient and stick with me. In Python, we have something called functions. Function is nothing but, you have, for cooking, we have this ready-made, I saw this ready-made chapati and parathas that we can prepare in the shop. Last week when I went to a supermarket, when my wife looked into, she's new to all these, ways of cooking.
She knows everything only by doing it manually. So when she got to know that in South India, in Chennai, we have something like parathas, which can be bought, and then you can readily put it. Like, for example, here we didn't write the entire OpenAI's program, we just imported this function. So same way, we like somebody prepares all these parathas and put them into plastic covers, and then we bring it home and heat it, and then it's ready. Or maybe something like Maggie. We don't really cook noodles by like Chinese people who will be doing all these noodles themselves at home. We buy Maggie or EP noodles and then put it in water and it's cooked. Same way, this is called function. Function is a kind of a code snippet where everything is built and you can reuse it. Somebody would have built it, we are reusing it. For example, this OpenAI function, I simply I'm not building all the logic, because if I'm going to build really all the logic, it would really take a lot of time. I will have to spend maybe 6 months to 1 year, or maybe 2-3 years. Or building an app like Google Translator, it will take years, 2-3 years to build such a powerful application, because that's very huge. It took almost like it's more than a decade that application exists. So we are going to define a function. So when you want to write a function in Python, you always start with def. Def is define a function, and I'm going to define that function. I'm going to call this translate underscore function. I spell it. Translate underscore function, and inside which I'm going to pass arguments. For example, this particular this function, for this function we pass through arguments, base URL and API key. Same way, in this function we are going to pass 3 arguments. This is our own function. This doesn't belong to OpenAI, so we have to type it manually, because this is something which we are creating. Text to translate. This is our first argument, and I want this to be string. String is nothing but text, because text is going to be text, it's not going to be numbers. So source language, here text to translate, it's a text, and source language, that is also a text to me, so I'm writing it as string. And then I will have to write target language, I have to be very careful with the spelling, because if later it will have we'll have problems. Space, dash, and then greater than symbol. Then I say this function should be bringing only string to me. So with this being said, I hit on return. Okay, then I just run this, because this is nothing. I just created a very simple lines, but I have not created the function itself. So what we are going to do is, we are going to build the interface itself. Let's do the step 6, and then we'll come back to this step 5. Okay, in the step 6, we will be we'll be building the interface itself. This is something very, very useful. Be it until here, this part, you will also need this part if you want to become a data scientist. For sure you will be needing this, but not for building an application, but building logic for your data science project. This front end is something which is very useful for building dashboards, or if you want to create something. For example, if you want to create a Microsoft BI, Power BI's appearance, you can do it by just coding, and then you will be able to do something like this. You can give a presentation like this yourself. You can create one. You can add it to your portfolio. You can do that. Let me come back. I'm going to create a minimal translator app. So I'll just write it as minimal. You can write anything you want, since it's going to be minimal one. I'm not going to have some fancy stuffs here, but I'm going to have something to start with. I'm going to use this library called Gradio. Gradio, we have imported Gradio as gr. Let me come back here. gr.interface. And this is also a function. This one is not written by me, whereas this function is going to be written by me, because this is the logic of translator itself. This is here now's code. Here we have imported an external library, and we are going to use there. It's just like, I have this Maggi noodles, and inside which I have some masalas. I took that masala and I'm going to cook this one, because Gradio is not mine. It is from, no, it's from Gradio itself, that company. So this interface takes several functions. For example, it takes functions called fn. So we will have several function arguments. I've already told you, inside a function we will have something called arguments. Same way here also we have, inside this function we have 3 arguments. Inside this we are going to have about I think 5 functions we will be having, like 5 arguments. I'm sorry. So inside this, fn is nothing. Fn stands for function. Function is equal to this function. What I'm going to do is, this is the function that should in fact give that is what we'll be using, and this function will also take some inputs. Let me have these inputs here. I will have to write inputs. I'm just trying to show you what would happen later. Outputs. Outputs. I would like to have some outputs. Yes, but let me just come here. I would definitely need it. I need to write this output itself, like gr.text box. And I would have some, like, let me just have some text box. Let me see what happens. I'll slowly build. I'll give title to our app. Title is going to be Caramel. Caramel, the AI translator. Caramel is the name of the AI that we are building inside here now. Translator. And then I need to give a description for this application. Translate text into different languages. Caramel AI, built by here now AI. So I will also have something called allow flagging, because I'm not going to allow flagging. So I would like to give that no. Allow flagging, I'm going to give never, because I don't want to have. I'll show you what would happen. Like, let me have this, and then if I write this, if underscore name underscore is equal to. Again, I'm not explaining what these things, because in a 1 hour presentation, I'll not be able to explain each and every item, because when you come for a full-fledged course with us, then we'll be able to explain to you everything. So I'm going to run this app itself, like this minimal translator app, and dot launch. Let me just launch and see if this thing has taken some shape. What is the problem? It says syntax error. Okay, I forgot comma here. And then it is going to say type into missing one positional argument inputs, because I need to give inputs, because I have not given inputs, because for this app to look, I have given only the output, like translation part. Like, I need to exactly give one text box, another source, a drop down menu, another drop down menu. So 2 drop down menu and one text box I should be giving. I think I have given one text box already here, but I need to give more text box here. So let me just come here. I have to give gr.text box. I will just show you what would happen, like if I just do this, gr.text box. No, not text box, because I think what we have is, this is a text box and we need to have drop down. So let us create this drop down option, drop down, and then comma, enter gr.drop down. Let me run and see if this is going to build. Like, what is the problem now? Interface is missing one positional argument inputs, because I have not completed this. Since I have not completed, okay, just see if this is going to come now. What is the same one? Because I have to say what's inside, like label
Yeah. Label, I'll give label to them. This is going to be called text to translate. So this is what I see here, text to translate. So let me write this here, text to translate. And then here I will give another label. This is going to be called source language. Let me make it like double quotes here. Single quotes will also work, but let me make it like uniform. I don't want you to have that confusion why double quotes in one place and single quotes in another place. So I have to have label for this as well. Double quotes, target language. So that's what I should be doing now. Language, no language. This is spelling, I believe. Outputs, and this is inputs, but not input. I think that is the error that it is showing, because inputs, what I should be writing here, I see S here, but I forgot here. There was a typo. Let me run this. Now it's going to build the interface. Yeah, it is building some interface. Yes, chargement. Okay. Oh, yeah, I have it. Like I have text to translate, I have source language, I have target language, I have output, everything is here. Now let me build this. Okay. Now let me give more clarity to it. For example, I wanted similar to this. I wanted to call Caramel AI Translator. Does it say that? Yeah, Caramel AI Translator, translate text into different languages. Caramel AI built by Hero AI. These things, yes. Using Caramel AI, okay, fine. Now I want a few more. I need some space here because it has like 2-3 lines here. I have only one line here. Let me give more lines. So I can do that by passing this command, lines is equal to 3, and then I also want something enter text here, which is not present here. So let me write placeholder. So placeholder is equal to enter text here. So dot, and then if I run it, I will see just like how I had it, now how I have it here. Yeah, now it's there, enter text here, three dots are there, 3 lines are there. Now let us do some more work. Let's add, what kind of choices that, when we click here like drop down, that we should write in the function itself, Python function. So it says auto detect language and then English. Let's try to build that. I'm going to go a little fast. You can go through this recorded video. I'm saying once again, the whole entire webinar is being recorded, so you can always go through it once again. I also want this output to have 3 lines, and I would like to have the same placeholder. Let me copy this. Again, this would work even if it's single quotes. I have started using double quotes, and I have the habit of using double quotes in Python, so that's why I'm using this way. Label, I want to have all these things in the output part as well, but now it's going to be called in this place it's going to be called translation. Translation. 3 lines for the output as well, because that would be nice. Before the text appear, we can even say that your like here it says translated text will appear here. So let me write the same thing. Translated text will appear here. So once this is done, I have some more clarity into like this app is being built. Now let's build the logic part, because we have this interface. Interface is ready. Like we need to have this drop-down options. So yeah, this submit button and clear button, they're all there now. Let's build the logic part itself, because this is the most important part in AI, communicating with artificial intelligence itself. So how do we do that? Let's write this function and then connect few more things. For example, here we need in the dropdown we need to have choices, and in this dropdown also we need to have choices for source language as well as for target language. We also need the logic of the logic of the app itself.
let's start building this is the most important part in the AI, because this is where AI is coming into place. Okay, now this is going to be highly technical. Even if you don't even if you're not a tech, somebody from the tech background, please bear with me, follow this. You may not understand this, but you will understand it if you want to learn it in future. This was, for you to understand whatever happens here, you would have definitely, you should have gone through at least 20 to 30 hours of Python course for you to understand what I'm going to write inside. So let me begin. I have something called if statement in Python. I'm going to start with if not this text translate. For example, right now, if I click here, there's something here. Once I connect it, since this is not powered by any AI. Whatever I write here, for example, if I write hello, it is not going to auto detect, or it is not going to do anything. Nothing will happen because it's not powered anyway. So what I'm going to do right now is, in this place, I'm going to say if people forget to write something there, it shouldn't throw any error. So that means if not text to translate, don't throw any error. You strip that for me, and then you return this information. You return this. You, instead of returning nothing here, when we type here, nothing is there. After that, nothing appears. It's just like it runs and then nothing appears. So what I'm going to tell the application is, if somebody has forgotten to write something, let's say there is nothing hello is also not written. If somebody is writing something and then without even doing writing anything and clicking on submit button, then throw some suggestion here. So I'm saying, for this you return, please enter text for translate. So this would appear later once we power that app. So next thing, then if source language, okay, if the source language, if this argument, if source language is equal to, why we are writing 2 times equal to? It is true. This is for comparison. If we are comparing, is it equal to or less than or greater than, that equal to, this equal to is for assigning value. This equal to is just, it will not assign any value, it will just compare. So that is the meaning of double equal to in Python. So here I'm saying auto detect, if auto detect language, if the source language, whatever people write here, this is the source language, if it is auto detect language, that is one of the options we will have. If that is the language, I want, take the user query, whatever the user is going to give. Take that user query, and I'm going to do some F string. Again, please, people who are new to Python, those who are in 1, please bear with me. This F string and all, I'm not going to explain. This will help me to add variables into it, and I'm not going to explain what a variable is also into, in this. You can literally follow this. You will create your own translator app. You can literally create your. This is just the beginning to understand how these apps are built. So this is not necessarily for learning things. If you don't understand, no worries at all, no problem at all. Please stick with me. You will learn it when you go through a course for 20 hours, 40 hours, or sometimes 100 hours, or some intensive immersion program for 200 hours. You will then learn, master these things. You don't have to worry about after attending a 1-hour program if you don't understand. It's natural that you may not understand, because this is complex stuff. So let me continue now. Identify the language. So what I'm saying is, okay, user will be writing something. User will be typing something. Bonjour, je m'appelle Rudran. So if I'm just writing my name, hello, my name is Rudran. I'm writing like this. If I'm writing in some other language, I'm asking the application to, okay, do this. User query, identify the language first. After identifying it, then translate this language. That's what I'm telling you to do. Translate it to what? I want it to translate this language to the target language, whatever the user is going to set. For example, I would say something like, for example here, I would say, okay, I cannot press here. Here it says English. Okay, yeah, that's fine, because if I write it in French here, if I'm asking to type it to English, that's the target language. So I'm asking the app. User will be giving me a query.
and that query is now using that query identify the language. If the user does not give, if he has not given anything, ask him or her to enter text for translating. If the user has written something, go first identify the language. If it is auto detect language, if it is some other language, for example, if instead of auto detect, if there is already French, you don't have to worry about that part. So that also we'll explain in the next logic. Here it says, identify the language and then translate to target language. And what you will do, I'm just putting double slash for you to, for just to avoid some error here, because I'm going to use some quotes here. Here, take this text to translate. Taking this text to translate. This text to translate is the value. And now let me put this into quotes. And there will be some error. To ignore that, because I know I did not make any error. So to tell Python I did not make any error here, this is correct only. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just asking it to ignore that error by putting backslash. Here I'm saying if the user has selected, you detect the language yourself, because I don't know. I went into some website and that website has given me some language. So if it is auto detect, if the target language is given, take the text to translate and translate it to the target language. That is what we are saying. If that is the case, else take the user query. What if the user has written what language it is already? Then use this string and then translate. If the user has written very clearly like what language it is, take the source language. If the user has given the source language, take that and translate it to very simple target language. Translate that to target language. But from where you will be doing, what is the value? The value is always this portion. This text to translate is the value. From here we will be taking information. We take this text to translate and understanding what the source language is and translating to the target language. Now we are going to write this is the logic for our application. Now after the logic is done, we are going to right now we are going to communicate with the AI. I'm going to write one try except just to avoid if there is any, not avoiding error, but if there is any error, I want to find out if in case if I make some mistakes or some typo, this will help me to identify the error. So I'm writing this in advance just to avoid some I would naturally try to avoid errors, but in case if I make, this will catch that error and tell me, yeah, you have made some error, and I run the application. So I need to return again. In fact, comparing to few other webinars, this is slightly on the higher end because of the complexity of the application. Because building a translator app is not something easy. This is a pro kind of application, and I'm trying to simplify as much as possible. So here, translation error, and this error, it's like this. Let me just close the quotes as well. Okay, so this should disappear now. If this hasn't disappeared, let me all these errors will go away when I really write something inside. For example, response. I call this response is equal to client. What is client? It is something which we have written here in the top. Client. I take this client and then I hit client.chat. Okay, you take this information. Go. I'm telling this. What is this client? Is nothing but this OpenAI's function. Inside this base URL there. Go to that URL. Put this key, and with that key, with that URL, chat with it. And what should you chat with? You should chat and then complete the chat. Chat completions dot create, and after completing it, please create what? Create from certain things in this function.
I'm saying I need to know which model that I'm going to use. I'm going to use a model called Gemini Flash. How many people are aware of Gemini? How many people are aware of Gemini? Okay, great. Saranya Sushmita has raised her hand. So, which means you want to say that you are aware of Gemini, right? Great. Now, so Gemini, I'm using 1.5, but there are 2.5s also available today. Like I'm just for the training purpose, I'm using this 1.5 Flash latest. This is the application that I'm using. Sorry, this is the model that I'm using. Here, messages is equal to, there are like inside this messages, I will be having two important information. I'm creating a dictionary, and again in Python it's called dictionary. You don't have to worry about the jargons, you don't have to worry about the terms, because I'll explain the logic alone. Like this is the function itself, inside which we are writing the logic, how the app should be functioning. And after that, I'm going to put all this information into this model. There are two people who are involved in this, or two roles are involved in this. So, who are those two roles? One is the system itself, which is our ChatGPT or our AI or our Gemini, or here in this case, here and now AI. Sorry, second is not system. Second is the user. User is us human beings. We will be interacting with it. So what I'm saying is, okay, the role is, first role is system, and that should have some content. Let me and that should have some content, and that content is nothing but the translator prompt itself. Who is this? I'm telling the app, hey system, you are an advanced AI translator, language translator called Caramel AI. That's your name. Who built you? Built by Here and Now AI. I just made a modification. Here and Now AI, Artificial Intelligence Research Institute. Your task is to translate blah, blah, blah. Yes. Then I have user. User, we don't know what the role of a user is. So whatever user is going to pass in this query is what we will be taking as user's message or user's content in this context. Okay. And then we are going to set some, we are going to set temperature. Those who are new to AI, don't worry about it. Temperature in generative AI is nothing but how creative or how accurate you want your AI to function. I'm setting this temperature to 1, sorry, 0.5, because 1, it will be extremely creative. It will hallucinate, it will add information, it will talk in a funny way. So I'm going to, this portion alone I'm running, I'm going to ask it to return the response. Response is nothing but this. I want this response to be returned. And from there, I want to slice only the first item. First item is 0th index. In Python, you don't have to know that. You can literally repeat what I'm writing here. Message.content strip and give me only the first part, like don't give me everything. Okay, so once this is done, I have my logic built. I don't need this written anymore. I already have some error here. Let me run this and then check, find out what this error is. Translation error. Okay, I don't think that I know this is not the place to close this because it's already closed here. It's not actually this unterminated string because it's here. Now this everything is inside this. Yeah. Now there is no error. Let me run this application, and now we have this. Let me just see what happens. Bonjour, j'aimerais bien apprendre, j'aimerais bien. Okay, but anyway, I still haven't finished a few other things because I need to select language. Let me finish that part as well, and then I can, I'll have my translator app ready. This is something which would take years for people to build. If we have done this in 1 hour, it's already a great thing. What we, as a team, we're all doing. So thank you so much for your cooperation, people. So I want choices here. So choices will be the languages itself, like whatever languages I have listed already. Okay, I have not listed any languages so far. So in that case, I will have to come here. I'll come here in the prompt itself. Let me write languages because I need to know what are the languages that I want to. I want all these things to be sorted. I'll be writing it in random list. In this function, sorting function, I'll have this languages. I have this languages already written. So let me. These are the things not related to code, so I don't need to remember these things. Like automatic language, English, Spanish, French, German, Chinese, simplified, Japanese, Korean, Tamil, Hindi, Arabic, Russian, Portuguese, blah 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 until Thai. So these are the languages I want my app to speak. And I also want some default language because here I saw default was already English. Here I'd like to have the same thing because most people understand English. Default language be English. I will have the same information here in this place. Like choices, I want it to be languages. I have to run that cell, so in order for that to be recognized here, let me go here. No. Where am I? Yeah, here. Languages, yes. And then I would also be needing, I also need value. Value should be auto detect language. Auto detect language. Auto detect language. And then here, I also need same choices here. In this one also I need choices. So what I'm saying, whatever this is a for loop inside this function. I'm going to run a for loop here. Those who are from tech background will understand. Others, you don't have to worry about it. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to say for long in languages, whatever languages here, you need to bring the same thing. Instead of me writing the same thing, whatever I had here will come here again. So for languages and languages, so that's what languages is going to be. If language is not equal to automatic. If it's not, see, you don't have to, again, I'm saying, you don't have to worry about these for loops and all. These things are very, very easy to understand. It is easier than your, finance. It's easier than, it's not rocket science. It's very simple Python program. It's not even calculus, so don't worry about it. Here, value, I would like to have this default target language as my value here. Where is it? Yeah, sure. I think it's almost done. Let me just run it. Let me see if it's almost done or fully done. When I run my application, only I will be knowing. Yeah, I have this. Yes, I have all the options. Let me just do this. For example, bonjour. Okay, translation error is translation error 040. What is the error? Okay, let me just say at least it is communicating with AI. So that's already a nice thing. J'aimerais bien apprendre. J'aimerais bien apprendre l'anglais. I'd like to learn English. That's what I'm writing in French. So when I click here, it's not translating. There is some error in the program. Let me go on try to find out what the error is. Okay, let me just run everything once. I'll import this. Client also loading. Now this language is done. Let me run this application.
program once again. I'll run this again, this interface. Let me just try. I'll write only bonjour. And translation error 404. That means it's not able to read the okay. I think here I think because if it's not 404 is page not found, so it could even be here. Okay, I have OpenAI spelling is wrong. OpenAI like this. Let me just run this. Let me run this, and this, and run this interface. Okay, now I'll type bonjour. I type here, yes, now the app is working. I'll write something else. Bonjour, j'aimerais bien apprendre l'anglais. I would like to learn English. That's what I'm writing here. Okay, yeah, it's working fine. So if I want to translate this to my, okay, Tamil. வணக்கம் நான் ஆங்கிலம் கற்க விரும்புகிறேன். And if I write it in Hindi, I know people who can read Hindi can read this because I will not be able to read, but Madam Deepthi can read this. Okay, Balaji sir is saying it's namaste, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there are people who are with me, they are reading this in Hindi. I'm not able to read. So, yeah, so many people here, they know how to read Hindi. Fantastic. I know very few languages. Yeah, German, yeah, that's another language that I love to speak. Guten Tag, ich möchte gerne English lernen. Okay, fine, this is clear. Or if I have to bring it back to English so that everybody understands, bonjour is hello, I would like to learn English. Yeah, now our translator app is working. This is how you build an app. This is, I would say this is just very, very simple, basic app. Let me just, I want to in fact show you some advanced level of apps which we, if you are, in case if you are going to do the program here with us, you will be, you will end up learning some phenomenal features. Let me just share my entire screen. That will help you to understand what you will be learning later. I can show if I will be able to. Let me just see if I can run this. If this, yeah, it is being loaded. Yeah. I think you're still able to see my screen. Let me just see this way. Okay. Now, this is version 1. What we saw is version 1 of our application. This is where I executed. Still, it's coming in French. No problem. This is version 2 of our app. Like, what if we are adding more features? Whatever I've written here is like very small. This is just for a college level project. Or like looking for a job, if you are bringing something like this, it's okay. But if you are going to build for a real organization, they would require something. I want this to be working. So let this install Gravio and then OpenAI. And after installing it, I'll show you the version 2 of the app, and also I'll show you something international level, like industry level, like something better than a UI which is better than Google Translate. So how you can build that as well, we can just have a look at it. We'll have a sneak peek in a minute. Okay, now this is done. I think this is installed. Now I'll show you the version 2. Version 2 is somewhat complicated because here after all these things, we have in fact written, I'm giving access to the key. Okay, yeah, key is here, access. And then, this one has like a lot of, icons and it's customizing it for here and now. And a lot of CSS work, stylings are done here. So this, you can look at this app and that app. Like, this is a very simple app. You look at it and then, comparing it to the app that we are building here, it would look like this. Let me open our new screen. You'll see, look at the background, and when it loads, we will know. So this is the app.
Caramel AI translator. You can look at the the gradient color and the font, everything, how it looks nice. So let me share. This is version 2 of our app, and I also have. I can show you version 3. Let me share my entire screen. I can show you my VS Code then. Entire screen. Let me show my entire screen. And here I have my VS Code. This is a very industry level application using React JS and a lot of other complex coding. This is about like 1,000 lines of coding. Like here, and here, yeah, npm run dev. I'll show you what we have here. Those who know about technology, like those who know about somewhat HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you'll be knowing this. I'm running this on. This is running on localhost. So I'll open this. This is the Caramel AI Translator app. Like the app is AI Translator. So here you can do the same thing, and you can swap between languages, which you can do even here. Not in our version 1, whereas in version 2 of our app, like, let me put all of these things in one place, like close all the other things. So yeah, this is needed, and not this is what we wanted to replicate, and we replicated it here. In fact, better than that. So we can swap languages, choose languages here, and then you can translate, and like this is developed by here, not AI. So this is something which you will be learning in a program, full-fledged, full stack program. And in the upcoming weeks, we'll also be looking into data science, and building a dashboard like this is also going to be possible using Python. You can in fact do even better things which you cannot, like Power BI is limited in many senses, whereas in Python you can do greater analysis, greater things. So that you will all be learning together in future. If you have any questions related to the coding, you can ask me. I'm available. And if you don't have any questions, I'll pass it on to Madan to conclude this webinar. Any questions? I'm assuming that you don't have any questions.
Thank you very much. You gave high-tech presentation because we are not SME and we have zero knowledge about computer and IT. So it is really fantastic and it is amazing. But thank you very much. One small question.
Yes. Please ask.
I'm sorry, it is valid or not, I don't know. This kind of codings, too many complicated codings. To develop AI, we need a coding. That coding itself, we need with the verbal communication or something. In a simple communication, the coding should be developed. Can be, I don't think.
Okay, so you're asking me, like you don't have to learn coding as such. You don't have to learn this. This is only for people who are looking to become, like people who want to become developers, who want to build AI applications. But for you to work with AI, you don't need to know coding as such, like how I have hard coded every line. This is not needed. In the upcoming years, machines will be doing the entire coding, but I would still recommend all the students who are like here, I want them to learn coding, because without knowing the logic, it's just like this. Today, ChatGPT speaks wonderful English. It corrects our email, it corrects our messages. However, I would still recommend everybody to learn other human languages like French, German, English, because learning them will be useful in future for using better AI tools. So for your background, sir, you don't have to learn coding. This is not something required by you, but you can get to know basics of it, so that your subordinates, you can ask them to work on these things. You can tell them, oh, I think you can use an LLM, you can plug into this. You can tell your engineers, you plug in this, and using this you can connect it to this. I know there's an app called Gradio. You can use dashboards with it. You can build these things.
So you can, you get to know, you become aware of it, because this 1 hour is enough for you rather than a full-fledged full stack program. There are two types of program. One side you will be learning AI, for example, like building AI applications. Let me go to this, like what Madam Deepthi was showing. In this slide, if you look at it, like you will stop at stage 4, like matplotlib, NumPy, and pandas. This is where you will be using, you will be using data science stuffs. After that, it's going to become slightly complicated, but math, like machine learning, deep learning, these things will also come into picture. If you're interested, you can learn. The difference between Microsoft Power BI and other tools, Excel and this Python, here this is more powerful, because people who built those applications, they used this. This has no limitations. This has more freedom. This is also, as I said, it's free also. It's free to use. Whereas if we have to have a Microsoft Power BI, we need to have license. They're all like expensive applications, which are also limited in many cases. For example, I can show you my Power BI window. If I want to build any applications, like for example this one, I can, for example, this cancer statistics in the USA. If I go here, I hope you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay, so here, like, you can build these things using Power. This is Power BI itself. This is Power BI, and using Power BI, you will be able to build all these dashboards. Whereas with Python, you can do without any limitations. You can literally customize it the way you want. It's better to know both and specialize on one thing which you want to really something which you are personally interested in.
Thank you, Rudran.
Thank you so much.
Rudran, one small note.
Yes, please. Yes.
After the code webinar finish, just message me. Maybe I will give some good news to you. Okay?
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. May I have your contact number, sir? Like, is it like, or maybe like, how can I can leave my contact number here. You can share your number.
My contact number already I shared to your team.
Okay, sure. So this is my thank you, sir. This is my contact number in case you need it. This is my personal number. I've shared in the channel.
One more time.
This is the one, 8939 561000.
Got
+91 in India's code. You must be knowing that. You are already from here. So.
Thank you, Rudran.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rudran.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, everybody. So I'll hand over to Madam Deepthi. Madam, you can conclude now.
Deep Potia.
Thank you all.
Deep
One question. I don't know. Okay. So thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Je vous en prie, mademoiselle. You speak French. That's nice.
Deep search
So we can give a break around 10 minutes or
yes, sir. In 10 minutes, Madam will Madam Deepthi, she will conclude. Maybe in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, she will conclude. I'll pass it over.
Thank you.
Okay, hi again all of you. I'm sure you enjoyed it. It was quite a packed session, but should have been useful though. Let me conclude with chapter 3. I'm not taking too much of your time. And here I have tips on how to secure an AI job. So we concluded with this how we started, but to the end I have certain important points that I want to tell you how here and now AI will play an important role. Okay? So, see, you can get to learn AI from anywhere. There are so many institutions. I think the market is flooded today. There are so many people doing it. But I just have to tell you how we stand apart from the entire crowd. We, being an educational organization and institution for the past 14 years, AI is one more thing we need, at least for the past 2-3 years now. So the value-added modules that we include for any of our learning and teaching program is unique. So similarly, for immersion program in AI, which is a complete AI mastery program, we have certain value-added modules. And to start with, that is mental preparatory sessions. So your brain is also trained how to build in more neural networks that would help you to retain all that is taught to you. Okay, so you're trained mentally, not only physically. Physically, of course, you take the call, and so mentally you're trained so that you're physically fit as well to be there throughout the sessions and complete your AI learning journey. Introduction to Business English or Business French is part of our modules if you're going to take up our complete AI mastery program, which means if you feel you have enough English knowledge and you'd like to learn another language, we're happy to give you Business French. Introductory modules will be given to that part of the entire program. And if you feel that you already know French, like for example, Sushmita just spoke French. So if she knows French, then we are gladly there to help you with advanced business English, okay, which will eventually help you to get a right job, and to show you have upper hand in languages also, which is as well the need of the hour. And public speaking, who would not want to enhance this skill? See, each of us, we have our own ups and downs, and we have our ups and downs in times, and also our, scenarios where we are new to, scenarios which we are used to. So the ones we are now helping you to get exposed to newer scenarios and present yourself so well and so efficiently, whether it be a new crowd, a new a day, a new topic, and anything that is strict to you becomes very natural to you by enhancing your public speaking skills. And yes, lead code problem solving sessions. This is one another value add part of our program. When you do the immersion program in AI and mastering with us, we help you to also handle lead code problem solving sessions. So to conclude, what happens is your AI projects which will be made by you. So we help you and guide you and take you through this. You are made to build capstone projects which will be part of your profile. And to wrap up, practical approach, profile building, and job placements are all features of the program, whichever you learn with us from Here and Now AI. We completely believe in practical approach, help you to build your profile, put it on the right platforms, and be by you and give you 100% job placement guarantee, or rather assurance and not assistance. Please make a note, there is a huge difference between these two words, assurance and assistance. So we are there to assure you a 100% job in the preferred domain and in the relevant domain that you would be learning and upgrading your skills on. Okay, you can reach us. We are available at our physical office diagonally opposite to Ampa Skyone Mall on Punamalli High Road in Chennai near the Anna Arch, if you know Chennai. And if you're out of Chennai, do reach out to us. We can guide you how we can come here. Apart from this, you can connect to us over email or call or WhatsApp and write to us on any query and help that we can be of for you. So even before we can end the session, let me tell you the 2 points that we really stand apart from the entire institutional fraternity is: one, we simplify any complex task. Anything that is complex will be simplified to you and given to you, and that is what we work on day in and day out. Because see, modules and topics can be derived by any, many others, just like how we can do also. There are so many experts in the industry. Undoubtedly, India's flooded intelligent market. So that way, we have many teachers, we have many knowledgeable. Most of them are intelligent, and there is always a new skill set with someone or other. So teaching AI also can be done by story, but how it is delivered and what is given to you in the shortest span ever, but judiciously being able to help you, aid you, and facilitate you is what we focus Okay. And like I told you, being with you and throughout on your profile building process, helping you to get a job and assuring you that you land on the right job is what we believe in. And that is where we see our success rate growing up. Also, the capstone projects will really speak of your work. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you so much. But before this, I have three more slides to show you. First, to be our YouTube channel. Kindly scan this QR code so that you can reach out to the right YouTube channel, or you can type and find us there on YouTube at Here and Now AI. This is where we are trying to bring in a lot of information, adding in and keeping in our YouTube channel for your viewing on any sessions that are missed. Okay, I think by now so many of them, they know that sessions happen between 10 and 12. As long as they are available to be connected online, they connect. Like I have so many repeat people coming for the past few weeks now. And apart from that, they know that it is available on this channel, so they can always log on to and you can look into it. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on to my next slide, where I would like to thank you first. Merci, danke, and thank you. And here you can scan our QR to lead you to the Google review page. I would be more than thankful and grateful if you would like to please click on the 5-star to encourage us. And anything that you want to give us feedback, please write it in our feedback form, which I'm going to share the link to you right now. Mehek, could you please type the link there in the chat box so that everyone can simply click on the link and fill out the feedback form as well as get their certificate generated. Kindly give the link there, Mehek, on the chat box. Okay, Abhi or Mehek, one of you can help us to do this. Well, so this is our Google review page. Please give a 5-star and kindly help us to do the great work, okay, and keep us motivating to do this. Well, to conclude, this is a format of how your certificate will look like, and you will all receive it on email for having attended the session. Okay, so this is a link which is written there also on your chat. Again, I'm going to click and conclude to the last QR image for all the three. This is for your certificate generation and feedback, and this is leading you to the YouTube channel. And here I have 5 stars on Google. If you can give us, that is going to be really motivating and which will help us to continue the good job that we are doing. Feel free to reach out to us for any doubts and queries. You can also let us know if you have any specific topic that you would like us to take it forward in the upcoming webinar sessions. We will look into the pre-planned agenda, and accordingly we can incorporate it wherever possible. Okay, and after having practiced this also all by yourself, we can still clear your doubts. If you can collectively write it to us, we can address this on one of the webinars. We can help you anything that has to be fixed. We can guide you on how you got to fix it. Yes, can I simply have if all of you have done this, each of you who would have done all the three, if you're able to reach on all the 3 right pages, kindly give us a thumbs up. Link for the feedback form is added there by our resource human, Lokesh Kumar. Thank you, Lokesh. If you've done all the 3, if you submitted the feedback form for certificate, if you have given the 5-star review, and if you've also logged on and subscribed to our YouTube channel, so that any point in time you'll be able to get back and see the webinars, the recorded webinars there, the sessions. Just waiting for the others also to give me a thumbs up before I can log off. Thank you, Sri Devi. Sri Devi and Lokesh both have completed, I suppose. Latika. Even Are you following us on our YouTube channel, Yuvan?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Very good. Have you subscribed and are you there?
Ma'am, I didn't subscribe. I'm trying to subscribe, ma'am. So,
Yeah, please. You can go ahead and subscribe right away. Latika, Lokesh, Miss Sri Devi. Saranya. Okay, thank you, Latika. You can see the thumbs up. Yes. Others? Are we good to go? Do you have any questions or queries for us? Anything more to be added? I suppose Meg and Abhi can help if there is any queries. Yeah? All right then, thank you. I'll log off. Please, again, like I told you, the doors of Here and Now are always open to you. You can always reach us, either virtually or in person. All the best to you all. See you next Saturday. Thank you, Lokesh.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Yuvan.
Thank you.
Thank you, merci, merci Saranya, au revoir. Merci, Sridevi. Merci beaucoup. Nice to see so many of you speaking French.
Please fill the form and let us know if you have any need help. Saranya ma'am, have you filled the form? Okay then, thank you ma'am.